Welcome back to this episode. In this episode, I'm actually going to answer questions for Ignitus. He has some really deep questions around self-discovery and self-confidence. So these are questions that's going to help every single one of you guys that's watching to elevate yourself and getting ready for the New Year's 2025. Before we get started, just a little bit about me. Okay, so let's start with the first question. Is a self a fixed entity or is it constantly evolving? If it's a latter, how do we reconcile our past, present, and future? It's both. I say the identity is always evolving, but the reason why it's both is because how you are looking at it. Are you willing to change? It starts with you willing to change first. And once you decided that you're willing to change, then it's an identity that's evolving. For me, I am constantly evolving. The person that I am 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago is different. But I have the conscious awareness, knowing exactly where I'm heading to, and knowing that what got me here is not going to get me there. So the only way for me to grow, for me, is to be evolving and growing and doing new things. And how do we reconcile our past, present, and future self? So this is very easy. Ask yourself this question: can we change the past? Right? The answer is no, we can't change the past. But there is the present right now. When you're focusing on the present, it is a gift. And we are using the now to create the future. Then the question is, what do you want in the future? Don't be held bondage from memory and mistakes of the past. This is where you gotta let yourself go. And this is when the healing begins, and put all your energy on what you're creating next. The second question, can we truly create our own identity, or are we shaped by societal expectations, cultural norms, and personal experiences? The answer is yes. You shape your identity. One thing that I have learned, and this is done through a lot of research, okay? Your self-worth and your self-identity, if it's grounded and if it's strong, the outside noise does not matter. When you're letting the outside affect you, then this is time for you to raise yourself up and raise your confidence up. One of the things we all have, you have a belief system, okay? So ask yourself how strong it is. That's number one. And when you know what you want, you're able to make firm decisions. That's why they call it the decision maker. Every single one of us have perception. Everyone's gonna look at something different, and that is okay. Let go of any need of controlling it if it's there. But when you step into your own world, what is it that I will love? And you're doing things that's purposely filled with your own mission, you focus on that. You focus on the person that you become and you're becoming. And one thing I've learned, as you are growing, many times the people around you will start to change. Okay, so when I mean that is they might leave, so new people come in, or they're gonna see you change and they're gonna evolve with you. By the way, if you made it this far, you're gonna wanna like, subscribe, and share this channel with a friend, because I am dedicated to bring more value to help you and lift you up. Also, any questions you have, comment below, because you will be inspiring me to create content for you. Number 3, how do we balance the desire for authenticity with the need for external validation and recognition? So there's this thing called the law of cause and effect. Whatever's in the cause, it happens internally. Effect is outside. When people are looking to become famous or being recognized, that's an effect, right? Focus on the cause. Focus on what you are achieving, what you're doing. Focus on the process. When you focus on that and you become your own best friend, that's most important. You become your own best friend, you become your own supporter. You give yourself those affirmations and you tell yourself, I got this, I could do this, I am doing this, right? You're on the path, and other people will see it too. Before you can lead others, you gotta lead yourself there first. Number 4, is it possible to surround ourselves with people who lift us higher without creating an echo chamber that reinforces our existing beliefs and biases? So this is a very broad question. It depends on where you're heading towards and the people you're surrounding yourself with. For me, when I surround myself with people that's lifting me higher, my beliefs start to change. I realize I used to think so small. I used to be so fear-based and that lack. Now there's infinite possibilities. I have friends, they're doing $1 million, $10 million a year. And they all say The hardest part is to earn your first million, and after that, it's easy. So that's lifting me up. When I think about bias for me, I ask myself, is that a great thing to do? Right? I mean, we all have favors, we all have perceptions, and that is okay. But if it's something that's gonna hold me back, I have to let go, including the people around me. And when you are growing and if your friends or your inner circle isn't growing with you, then that's a problem. You got to surround yourself with people that are in the same, in alignment with the same vibration as you, or they're higher where you are heading. I have made the mistake of being bogged down because I felt bad. But in turn, what happened was I'm just ready to fly, and I got to create space for that so I can meet people that's ready to fly with me. So it is creating a rift, a change. It is disruptive, but that's how growth is. Number 5, how do we distinguish between constructive criticism and negativity? And what role should each play in our personal growth? Constructive criticism and negativity. Negativity, you're gonna sense it. The person has negative energy. Remember, misery loves company. If the person is always venting, talking smack about someone, wasting all these negative energy, love pulling people down, that is negativity. That is not what I can surround myself with. Constructive criticism is cheering you up, knowing where you're heading, giving you good vibes, but also letting you know where you could improve and do better. And it's up to you to take those suggestions or not, because everyone loves giving advice. For me, the ones that I look up to, my mentors, the advice that they give me, I take it very seriously. The people that are at where I'm heading towards, I take it very seriously. The people that are down here and pulling me down, no. I brush it off. This is really an intuition that will kick in. It just actually happened to me earlier today. Someone that I used to work with reached out, and this was a while ago, and he was telling me a whole method that I know doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work. That's something I've done 2 years ago. It's done great, but now I'm on to the next. And the thing is, a constant struggle pulling me down. I already intuitively know that this is not my path. So you got to trust that gut feeling. Number 6, can we truly separate our reputation from our self-worth, or are they strictly linked? Okay, your reputation is what other people think of you. Okay? You cannot change what other people think of you. There are people that are gonna love you, and there are people that are not gonna love you. I worked in the film business. Every movie that I've worked on, people love it and people hate it. So for you to create the reputation that you will love, focus on the process. But whatever people say, you cannot take it to heart, because every single one of us have our different beliefs, our different thoughts, our different perceptions. Some people, if they're not on the same vibe with you, they can't see your achievement. Why are you giving that person power? You got to take the power back and focus on yourself. I don't think they're linked. You just look at the presidents in America. Every single one of them, they got bashed by the media, by politics. None of them had good reputations or great reputations. None of them. But then they're still growing. It's up to you if you want to let the outside affect you, or you take the power back yourself. I don't let the outside affect me anymore, because I lived a life like that. And when that happened, you know what happened? My life was being dragged down. I started to believe all these lies about me. And the worst thing is, I let my imagination go wild on what I think, what other people think. And the truth is, people don't even care. They just made a small comment, and then they're on with their life. 7, is persistent and hard work enough to achieve our goals? Or do we need to consider a role of privilege, luck, and systems of factors? Persistent and hard work is really important, but you also want to be very smart with where you're going. So what that means is you got to have an end goal. You know where you're going. If it's not working, you got to keep changing. You refine your strategy. You create luck. Luck is preparation meets opportunity with the right attitude. Luck doesn't happen in the blind. When I think about luck, it's always me moving forward to something, and I let go and let God. I let miracles happen in my life. But when I am moving, it's energy and motion. I'm creating these opportunities for me. And there is a system I always put in place, but you got to make the system yourself. My system is my plan, my strategy. I organize my life together so I know exactly what actions I'm taking and where I'm heading. If it doesn't work, I cut it loose right away and I move forward. The goal stays the same. The plan keeps changing. Okay, if it's not working, it changes. If it works, double down. Work on what works. Number 8, how do we reconcile the idea of being ourselves with the need to adapt and evolve in response to changing circumstances? The paradigm in the world is changing. Know your values, know your goals, know who you are, what's important to you, set those boundaries. The world is changing. Everyone is changing. So if you're going to stay at the same place, you're not going to be changing and evolving. Another great example is I had someone that came to me for help before, and he's a real estate agent. I used to work with real estate professionals, and this specific one, he's a little bit older in age. He was successful in real estate, and he got a divorce, so he's trying to get back in, and he's looking to get clients. I was like, great. And this is just like 2024. So earlier this year, what is your plan? I'm going to send out mail. And I am thinking, what world are we in today? I never look for a property or agents through mail. I use the internet now. I use social media now. So the world is evolving. If you want to stay at the same place at that time, that's already the past. More power to you if you want to stay there. But if things are shifting forward, this is the time I invite you to start to innovate. So I hope this answers your question. And the bottom line with all this is actually really simple. Know where you're at right now, know where you're heading, see that person at your end goal. If you don't know who that person is yet, identify some people that you can look up to as your role models that's already achieved where you're heading. Look at a few of their characteristics that you like about them. Write it down and be that person right now. We are constantly shifting and evolving, but what I've learned is when you're very focused on your goal, and where you're heading towards and people that are achieving, no one really gives a crap about what other people think. And the people that do, they're in prison of that. Speaking from experience. So I hope this helps. This is a time for you guys to really take time for yourself, raise up your self-confidence, your self-esteem. If you're looking at this and you're looking to elevate, let's start 2025 really strong because you deserve it. This is your time right now. Be it, own it, and own your path. This is Lily, and I'll see you in the next video.